Hi everyone, it is Alex with Holistic Movement Pilates. Today I have a nice quick reformer workout for you focused on our core. It's basically going to be like a planking series today on your reformers, so lots and lots of planks. We are going to go ahead and get started with a heavy spring on our reformers. Our foot bars can stay just up at the starting position, and then we're going to start a little heavier with this heavy spring. We're going to make our way to a lighter setting to make this a little more challenging, but we are going to get started kneeling on our reformers facing the straps. When we kneel and we face the straps, we can just have the knees just a few inches away from the shoulder blocks. I'm going to take my hands just right onto the frame of the carriage, and we're going to do a little cat-cow to begin before we start off with any planks. So on an exhale, I'm just going to start to tuck my pelvis. I'm going to round through my spine. I'm drawing my abs in. I'm pushing into my palms. I'm really rounding through my spine here. And then on an inhale, I'm going to let my belly drop down, my tailbone stick out, and my eyes just look forward. So again, we're going to exhale, tuck the pelvis, round through the spine. We're drawing our abs in. We're pushing into our palms. And then we're inhaling to just drop back down into that cow. Let's do a few more. Exhaling as we tuck and we round. Inhaling as we come back down. Let's do 2. And then last one. And then in a cow, and then from cow, I'm just gonna bring it back into more of a neutral spine. Okay, we're gonna scoot our knees back. So once we scoot our knees back, our toes should hit the edge of the wooden platform or whatever platform you have. Toes, balls of your feet are gonna be on the edge of that platform. I'm gonna scoot my knees a little further back. My carriage does get pulled out when I scoot my knees back, and then I'm gonna drop my forearms down into my headrest. Now, when my forearms are in my headrest, my elbows are technically in front of my shoulder block, so my elbows are usually where my shoulders are at, and then my hands are right into my headrest. If you go elbows in your headrest, this does make it a little easier. I like them a little further back for this so I can get more range of motion for this exercise. So again, forearms are going to be down onto the carriage. Toes, balls of our feet are right on the edge. We are planking. I'm going to push into my forearms. I'm going to lift my knees up. I'm going to stretch my legs out. We're going to hold ourselves into our planks, and we're going to start with pike. So I'm going to tuck my pelvis, hike my hips so my carriage comes in, and I'm going to push my carriage back out. Again, I'm going to exhale, tuck pike, and then I'm going to inhale to push back out. We're going to do 6 more. Exhale, pike. Inhaling as we push back out, feeling those arms working to help stabilize us. 3, 2, and then last one. Tuck pike and then push back out. Okay, we're gonna bend the knees. We're just gonna come down onto our knees. We can give ourselves a little stretch once we go down onto the knees. And then the next thing that we're gonna do here will be some squats. So forearms are gonna go back down onto the carriage. We're gonna take our toes, balls of our feet back to the edge. I'm gonna lift my knees, stretch my legs back out, hold my plank. Ready? We're gonna bend the knees and we're gonna stretch the legs. Inhale, bend. Exhale, stretch. Bend and stretch. Abs are in on those exhales. Let's do 4, 2, last one. Bend, stretch, and then we're gonna bend the knees, come back down onto the knees, and again, we can just give ourselves a nice little stretch. The last thing that we're gonna do here will be some elbow slides. So we're gonna push and pull our carriages. Forearms are gonna go down, toes, balls of our feet are on the edge. We're gonna push our carriages back out. We're gonna hold here, the arms push, the arms pull, the arms push, the arms pull out, and it doesn't have to be super far. 3, 2, 1, and bend to come back in. Okay, now we are gonna do that whole series, but we're gonna do it all the way through. If you would like to make it a little more challenging like myself, you can change from the heavy spring to now a medium spring. So the lighter you go, the more challenging this is gonna be. We don't get any breaks in between our sets this time. We are doing 8 of everything. So again, I'm gonna drop my forearms down onto the carriage. I'm gonna go toe toes, balls of my feet on. Again, the springs are up to you, either a heavy or a medium spring. We're gonna push our carriages out, hold 8 of everything. We start with pikes. We tuck, we pike, we push back out. We tuck the pelvis, we lift the hips, we inhale back out, exhale, tuck, pike, inhale to push. We have 5. All right, this is my last one. And then after this one, I'm going right into squats. I'm inhaling to bend my knees, and I'm exhaling to stretch my legs. Inhale, bend, and exhale, stretch. Again, abs are in, bend, stretch. Halfway there, 4 more. Okay, this is my last one. Then last thing will be elbow slides, arms push, arms pull, arms push, arms pull. So legs stay long, abs stay in, butts down. I just have 3, 2, 1, and bend. Okay, feel free again to give ourselves a little stretch back into like a little child's pose position. We are going to stay on now a medium spring. So if you didn't change to that medium, change to a medium spring. We're gonna scoot our knees further forward now. So knees can be like an inch or so away from the shoulder blocks. I don't have mine up against the shoulder blocks just because they will get pushed into the shoulder blocks for this next one. And then hands are going back onto the frame of the carriage for our kneeling abs facing back. Now, I like a little more range of motion for this exercise, so I always walk my hands a little further out than my shoulders. And then eventually when I do pull in with my arms, my hands are gonna end up back over my shoulders. Neutral spine. So I'm gonna pull forward so my shoulders are right over my hands. From there, my arms are staying. I'm gonna tuck my pelvis, pull my knees in, my butt sinks back towards my heel, and then I'm gonna let the spring bring my knees back. So I'm exhaling to tuck and pull, and then I'm inhaling to return back out. Tuck the pelvis. Think your core works to pull your knees in underneath your chest, and then the medium spring lets the knees go back out. Again, my arms are staying in the same spot the entire time. I'm feeling those lats working to stabilize me. Exhale, tuck, pull. Inhale, return. Let's do 4. Okay, last one, tuck, pull, and then return. Now let the carriages go all the way back so the arms can go back. If you're like me and you want a little more range of motion, the arms can stay a little further away. Right hand stays, left hand goes to the right side, and then we're moving into our oblique. So I'm gonna pull in slightly with my arms, hold them there. Tuck, pull the carriage in with the knees, let the spring bring it back. Exhale, tuck, pull. Inhale as we return. Again, the arms stay in the same spot the entire time. They should be working to stabilize us. We should feel our right obliques working to pull in and out. Again, the booty sinks back towards our heels every time we tuck and we pull. Get into those right obliques. Let's do 3 more. And then last one. Okay, now once we come back, carriage is gonna go all the way back out. We're gonna take both hands to the left side, and then same thing on the left side. I'm gonna pull forward first with my arms, so my shoulders are back over my hands, and I'm gonna tuck, pull in, let that spring bring my knees back out. I'm getting into my left obliques this time. Arms stay in the same spot. Tuck, pull, let that spring bring the knees back. Again, get into those left obliques. Three. And last one. Okay, come all the way back. Then once we come back, feel free to give your wrists, your shoulders, your necks a nice little roll. And then we are changing now to 1 light spring on our reformers. So 1 light spring, that medium spring comes off. We're gonna make these a little more challenging now. So again, roll up the wrists, roll up the shoulders if you need to. We're gonna go back onto our hands and our knees. Knees again can just be in that same spot. Hands are gonna walk out a little further this time. So I'd go like maybe 5 or 6 inches further away from the body. We're gonna curl our toes underneath us this time, and then we're gonna lift the knees and stretch like so we're in a plank. Now adjust your hands and feet as needed to get into a plank. We're going back into pike. So I'm gonna tuck my pelvis, hike my hips, and then my spring brings my legs back. Tuck, pike, let the spring slowly bring your legs back. These are very challenging. Use your core to pull the carriage towards you. Let the spring bring it back. Let's do 3 and 1. Woo, okay. Coming down onto the knees, as always, feel free to stretch back. I'm gonna keep my hands on the rail and just drop my chest down here. Okay, we're coming back, and then the last thing that we'll do will be those knee pulls. Again, where we're tucking our pelvis, we're pulling our knees in. I'm gonna bring my knees together this time so they're not up against the shoulder blocks. Toes are curled underneath me. Hands go back onto the frame. Again, I'm gonna walk them a little further out than before, but again, if you need to adjust when you get into your plank, you can. Curl the toes, lift the knees, stretch the legs, adjust so that you're in your plank. Legs are zipped together. I'm gonna bend my knees, tuck my pelvis to pull in, inhale, back out. Tuck, pull, extend. It's the same thing that we just did with the knees down, but the knees are off. Exhale, tuck, pull, inhale, back. 4, scoop into your abs. 3, 2, 1, and back. Okay, open your knees out wider. Drop your chest down in between your arms. Hold this little child's pose stretch. Okay, left hand goes to the right side, and we just hold that stretch, trying to stretch out that left side here. And then same thing on the other side. Both hands on the left. Stretch out the right side. Okay, we're gonna sit up. We're gonna sit off to the sides. Shoulders, wrists, whatever you need to give them a roll. Give them a little bit of a roll. And then I am gonna put my foot bar down 1 position so it's halfway up. So 1 position down with your foot bars, and then we're gonna stay on this light spring. We're gonna kneel on our reformers facing the foot bar this time. Hands are gonna be on the platform, and then my feet are just gonna be right up against my shoulder blocks here. Back into a 4-point kneeling position, so shoulders over the hands, hips are right over the knees. We're gonna push the carriage out with our knees, and we're gonna hold our knees out, staying in a nice neutral spine. Kneeling planks, arms are gonna push our carriage out. Arms are gonna pull the carriage back in. Again, inhale, the arms push, and exhale, the arms pull. My knees are staying behind me the entire time. Inhale away, and exhale, pull back in, using our lats to help pull the carriages back in. Shoulders are drawing down out of the ears every time we bring the carriage back in. Let's do 2. And then last one, push and pull. Okay, bring the carriage back in with the knees. This time our hands are gonna go onto the foot bar. We're gonna stay on this light spring. Thumbs are with our fingers. We're gonna step up onto our carriages. And then I'm just gonna take my toes right towards the edge of my carriage. Shift forward so that your chest is right over the foot bar. We're gonna slowly press our legs out into a plank. We're gonna hold ourselves here, and then we're gonna bend our knees and stretch the legs. Inhale, bend. Exhale, stretch. Think like a little tuck of the pelvis when we come in. Exhale, every time we push the legs out, our abs need to go in to our backs. Bend. Exhale, stretch. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, lift the hips, bring the carriage all the way back in, or standing back up. I'm gonna add on a heavy spring with my yellow. So I'm on one heavy, one light. I'm gonna put my foot bar up to its starting position, and then hands are gonna go back on. I'm gonna step my right foot back to the shoulder block, heel is gonna be lifted, left foot back, push the carriage out. So we're back into a plank. This is a little heavier than what we're used to. We're gonna push the carriage out with the arms and then resist to come back in. We can push away and then resist as we come back in. So we can inhale out and we can exhale, bringing those carriages back in. Legs stay long, abs are in, butts are down. Push and resist. Let's do 2 more. And last one. Now, once we come in, bend the knees, carefully come down, and then we are going to lie ourselves down onto reformers. We are staying on this heavy light spring. So once we get down, I'm gonna reach behind me and grab my short loops into my hands. Again, I'm staying on this one heavy, one light spring. Okay, short loops are in our hands. Arms are gonna go up to the ceiling. Hands should be right over our shoulders. Neutral spines. I'm gonna bring my knees up into a tabletop position and my legs are just zipped together. On an exhale, I'm just pulling my arms straight down to the mat. And then on an inhale, I'm returning them back up to the ceiling. Again, I'm exhaling to pull straight down and I'm inhaling to return back up, feeling my lats engage as I pull down on an exhale, inhale, return. Now my lats are automatically firing, but I want to think my core is firing up as well. So my abdominals draw in to my back as I pull, and then I inhale to return. So think kind of sucking in your gut as you pull, and then release. I imagine that you have to like put on a tight pair of jeans and you're drawing your abs in to button those jeans. Okay, let's go for 2. And then last one. Pull and release. Now the knees stay in our tabletop position, ab curls. I'm gonna press my arms down, nod my chin to my chest, curl up into my abdominal curl. We inhale to return back down with control. We exhale to nod, curl up. Again, inhale, returning back down with control, right to the bra line. Inhale, return, and I'm not collapsing into my low back every time I curl up. So I'm able to hold my neutral spine. The legs should be zipped together, so don't let them fall apart. Let's do 2 more. And then last one, exhale, curl. And inhale, return. Okay, relax the head, the feet. We're gonna give our knees a little stretch. We can sway our knees, we can hug them, we can stretch them. And then we're staying with arms and abs. So we're gonna extend our arms back up to the ceiling. Neutral spine, again, knees are gonna go up into our tabletop position. Legs are zipped together. My arms are gonna open out to a T. And then on my exhale, I'm pressing my palms to my hips. I inhale to open back out to my T. I exhale to press my palms to my hips. I inhale to open, feeling my lats and my biceps engaging here. Again, keeping the legs zipped together, scooping into your core. Two more. And then last one. Okay, now hold your arms at your sides for now. We're adding in our curls. So we open our arms out to a T, we pause. As I press my palms to my hips, I'm gonna nod my chin to my chest. I'm gonna curl up into my abdominal curl. And then as I open my arms back out, I'm gonna return my shoulders and my head back down. So I'm gonna exhale, press curl myself up. And then again, inhale to return back down with control. Exhale, press curl, think reach through our fingertips. Every time we curl to our bra line, and then we return. So our wrists stay long when we reach through those fingers. 3 more. All right, last one. When we come up, I'm gonna pause at the top, arms are gonna go up, shoulders, heads go down, relax our feet, and then as always, can just give ourselves a little stretch. We're going to do one more round with a little arm ab series. Tricep press. We're gonna bring our elbows into our ribs, knees up into a tabletop position. I'm gonna rotate my palms towards my body for this one just to get into my biceps a little more. I'll leave it up to you if your palms are rotated towards you or towards the foot bar. We're gonna exhale to press the palms down to the mat. We inhale to bend, we exhale to press, and we inhale to bend again. We're keeping the heads down to start, legs zip together. Wrists, again, stay long the entire time. I'm just gonna do 3 more without a curl. Last one. All right, now we add in those curls. So we press, curl up, we return. Every time we press our palms for those tricep presses, we're curling up to our brow line, holding that neutral spine. And then again, we inhale to return back down. I'm gonna do 4 more. And 1. Okay, once we come up, we can pause and give ourselves a little stretch. Now, we are gonna finish off with some arm circles. I'm gonna keep my head down, but if you wanna add in your curls, you can. I am going to add in legs for me personally instead of my ab curls for this. So arms are gonna reach back up to the ceiling. Knees are gonna go up into our tabletop position. Our legs are zipped together. As I press my arms down to the mat, I'm gonna reach my legs out to a challenging level. As I circle my arms around and back up, I'm gonna bend my knees back into my tabletop position. So every time I press my arms down, I'm gonna extend my legs. When I circle them around and back up, I'm gonna bring my knees back into my tabletop position, and I'm making sure that my bra line stays heavy when my legs extend out, and then inhale to circle around and back up. We're gonna do 2 more in this direction. Last one. Now we're gonna pause at the top and then we're gonna reverse. So we go out to a T. As I press my palms to my hips, my legs extend. As my arms go up, my knees go back in, out to a T. As I press my palms to my hips, my legs go out. I inhale to come back up. It's an exhale to press, reach, inhale to bring those arms back up and out. Again, bra line's heavy, neutral spines the entire time. Abs go in to our backs as our legs extend out. Okay, let's do 2 and 1. Arms are gonna go up, relax our feet down, and then we can give our knees a little sway from side to side. We can hug them, we can stretch them. Let's just do 1 more core series here with no breaks. As always, if the necks are an issue, you can take your heads down. We're gonna reach our arms up to the ceiling, knees go up into a tabletop position. We're gonna press curl ourselves up into an abdominal curl. We're gonna hold. Now, since we have our foot bars up, the legs can either go over or under. My right leg extends out away from me. I exhale to pull back in. My left leg goes out. I exhale to pull back in, so we're alternating right and left. Again, you can either go over your foot bar or under your foot bar with your legs. I'm gonna alternate over and under. It is up to you. It's an inhale out and an exhale in. Inhale out, exhale in. Again, try to hold those curls. If you need to, the heads can always go down. I'm gonna do 1 more right, 1 more left. Okay, now once I come back in, both legs out, both legs in. Again, I'm gonna alternate an over and an under with my legs. It's up to you. Inhale to reach, exhale to pull back in, inhale out, exhale in, drawing the abs in as we pull. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, arms up, heads down, relax our feet. We're gonna hang our straps up onto the pegs. Okay, we're gonna sit off to the sides of our reformers, and then last thing will be a nice little stretch. I'm just gonna stay in the same springs. If it's too heavy, I would suggest taking off the light spring. Feet are gonna go into the headrest. Knees are gonna be open wide. Hands are on the foot bar. I'm gonna sink my butt back towards my heels to start. I'm gonna push the carriage out and I'm gonna let my chest drop down. Now again, if this is too heavy, take off the medium spring. From here, I'm gonna lift my butt up and I'm gonna drop my chest down even more towards the floor. Again, if it's too heavy, you can take off the light spring and just be on a heavy. Okay, bring our booties back down. Left hand stays. Right arm reaches underneath our body for the thread the needle. The palm should be flipped up. The shoulder is trying to go down. Now, if this is too much on your left shoulder, you can just bring your carriages all the way in and you can drape your left arm over if you don't want to keep pushing out. And I just am going to stay here with the drape over. Hold. Okay, right hand on the foot bar, left arm goes under, palm should be flipped up. I'm trying to get my shoulder down. We're breathing again, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Okay, then we're gonna come all the way back up. We're just gonna sit off to the side. Now, before we're done, we're gonna do a little side stretch. So I'm gonna take my right hand just off to the carriage. My left arm is gonna go up and over for a little side body stretch. I'm bending my right elbow so I can get a little deeper into my left side body. And then I'm gonna push into my right palm. I'm gonna take my body back center, left hand to the carriage, right arm up and over. I'm bending my left elbow slightly. Now to stretch out the right side body here. Okay, come back, center. Inhale, reach your arms up to the ceiling. Exhale, we bring them all the way down to our sides. All right, we are all finished with that workout. As always, thank you so much for joining me today. Have a great rest of your day.